leaf blower?
Yeah, one
Yeah.
like a Ryobi leaf blower.
Yeah. All right, we're going to test this Google Meet thing, okay? There's nobody here but just me, so I'm just practicing it with y'all. Yes.
Are you coming to the game tonight?
Yes, I'll be there.
Oh gosh, you wanna hang out? You wanna go get food?
Okay, so. Oh, free food. You're speaking my love language. Free food. All right, let's see. I'm testing this out. Never done this before. All right, we're going to talk about factoring like you did in algebra 1. It takes a few minutes to get you going, but y'all are going to remember it, I think. Okay. So let's see. I've got some examples I'm going to put on the board. We're going to work through some of them, not all of them. So don't just start writing them all down because I may not do all of them. Hey, Miriam.
Oh, I knew she'd do it.
Miriam, hey. They're saying hey.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Turn the volume up so we can hear you. Oh, you got yourself muted?
No,
No, I can hear it. Okay.
I miss you guys.
Can you see the board?
It's a little blurry, but I can kind of see it a little bit.
Okay. I wonder, can you zoom in on the screen to see what we're doing?
Yeah, you can.
There's Channing.
Channing's actually on.
Yeah.
Hey, Channing.
Hey, Channing. Okay. We're all saying hey. Here, so you can see everybody. This is all that's left of us.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
They're in the bed. Okay, anyway, I can't see what you can see. I need to change this. Hang on, I know my face is like really close. I need to change the. Oh, here we go. I want to turn on like the. I'll have to figure it out later. As long as you can see me and you can hear, I think it'll be okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. The first thing we want to talk about is what is a trinomial? Because the title of this lesson is factoring trinomials. This is a word you've probably heard in Algebra 1 a lot. But all it means is 3 terms. That's all it means. It's got 3 terms. So trinomial, 3 terms. I try to be intentional a little bit with vocabulary because it's been a while since y'all did this and sometimes nobody's ever told you what it means. Okay? And then factor is what we're going to do today. So factor the trinomial into 2 binomials. So what do you think binomial means? Two terms, like a bicycle's got 2 wheels. So we're going to factor these into 2 binomials. All right, I'm writing it right here. All right, can y'all see if I'm writing right here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Channing says yes. Okay.
No, it sounds like.
It's okay. So x squared plus 10x plus 16. What we want to do is factor this. Okay, so you know that warm-up we did where we had the 2 sets of parentheses. When we multiplied everything, it looked like this, didn't it? So we got to figure out how to go backwards. So our answer is going to be 2 binomials. It's going to have x plus something or x minus something, another x plus something, x minus something. Okay? Now, what's the only way you can get x squared by multiplying? 2 x's. So we need x and x in the first slots in each one. Now, how you go about figuring out what numbers you need is to think about what you need to multiply, what multiplies to give you 16, but it also adds to give you 10. All right, so let's list the possibilities. What are some ways you can multiply 2 numbers to get 16? 8 and 2, 4 and 4. What else? 1 and 16, but you probably wouldn't think about that one, right? So which one of those combinations, when you add them, you also will get the middle term number, which is 10. 8 and 10 is the only one that works, right? So 2 times 8 is 16, and 2 plus 8 is 10. So the factors are both positive. So all we do is drop down a plus 2 and a plus 8, you're done. That's it. That's how you factor it. That's how you break it down into what we have for the warm-up to get those 2 things. That's it. Okay? We're going to do another one. A lot of them. Okay, y'all think you can do the second one? Go ahead and try it. So it's x squared plus 14x plus 40. Wish I could see what I'm doing.
cancel. Are you done?
Thank you. I'll take it. We're kind of cray-cray right now. It's all right. Okay. All right. So for all the ones we're doing today, you're always going to start with X and X. Always. I'm not doing anything crazy today. Okay. But for the next part, you're going to have to think every time. So if you're good at your multiplication tables, this is going to be a little bit easier. But if you're not, you're just going to have to keep trying until we find some stuff. All right. So 40 has lots of possibilities, doesn't it? 2 and 20, 8 and 5, 4 and 10, 1 and 40, a whole bunch. All right, but normally you get so good at this that you can look at it and you don't even have to write them down or pretty much know which ones you need. So the only one that will work is what? 4 and 10. Because 4 times 10 is 40, 4 plus 10 is 14. It's got to fit both criteria. If it doesn't work. Y'all remember this being hammered into your head, number one? It's all coming back in there. All right, so go ahead and try number 3. I'm going to give you a head start, and then I'm going to explain it. Now, this one does have a minus in it. So x squared minus 8x plus 7. So it's the factors of the last number, the constant. That means the one that doesn't have an x on it. Which factors do you need now that would add to give you a negative 8? That's what you're looking for. Because there's not many choices for 7, is there? You only got 1 and 7. The question is, how are you going to use 1 and 7 and somehow get a negative 8?
Negative 1 and negative 7.
All right, so if they're both negative, all right, let's try. So here was the things y'all taught me. One of them negative, one of them positive.
It could be negative 1 times 8.
Oh, well, we got to use the factors of 7 though. So we got to use those. So it's got to be 1 and 7. So here's our choices. All right, it's one of these.
Oh my gosh, I had that.
It's negative.
Ugh.
I don't put Robert.
Okay.
7 plus 1 or something.
All right, so but here's the thing. They got to multiply to give you negative 7, or excuse me, positive 7,
Dang it.
and add to give you negative 8. So if I multiply these, I'm going to get a negative number. Multiply these, I'm going to get a negative number. So Jacob was right. You do need negative 1 and negative 7. Because negative times negative is a positive 7, and negative plus negative is negative 8. Right? Yeah? It's got to be that way. So it's got to work out that both of them, that it's giving you the right signs on each thing. So negative 1 times negative 7 is positive 7. And then when you add those negatives, you get negative 8 because they're both negative. So you just add and keep the sign. Yes? Okay. All right. I think we're going to end up probably doing all these. Or not all, maybe not all of them, but a good many of them. All right, so x squared, number 4 there. I'll erase here. We're going to kind of keep stacking them. And you don't ever have to wait on me. Go ahead and do it if you think you know what to do. These get a little trickier as the signs start changing. And that's what's supposed to happen.
Which one are we doing?
We're doing 4.
4.
We're probably going to work through, I'm just probably going to do all of them. They're pretty quick. Okay. So you're looking at the factors of what number? 15. Always the factors of the constant. Always. So these. All right. And you might want to take note that it says negative 15 because that is going to be important. All right. So the factors of 15, they're going to add to give us a negative 2. All right. So for 1 and 15, I only know 2. For 15, I only know 2 options, and there they are. 1 and 15, 5 and 3. Or here's where we got to think a little bit. We know it's not this one. We want 5 and 3, right? What you need to do is probably worry more about how you're going to get the right sign on negative 2, and that will resolve the multiplication issue. Yes?
Wouldn't 15 have to be negative?
It is going to have to be negative. So that means when we multiply, one of these has to be negative, right? So if you have negative 5 plus 3, that would be that negative 2. And then negative 5 times positive 3 would be negative 15. So that's what we want. We want the negative on the 5. Because if it's on the 3, we're not going to get the right sign on the middle term. Okay? So this one would be x minus 5 and an x plus 3. I don't know how algebra teacher does it. How do they teach you to do this?
My algebra teacher didn't teach.
Okay,
Yeah, that.
just yelled at you?
I don't want to say what mine did.
Aww.
Sniper had some very interesting words for it. He said, she's kind of like, he called us vampires.
Oh,
Yeah,
lots
Kelly
of-
just let us do whatever.
Oh.
I swear I didn't turn in 10
No, what you
assignments
were expecting
because I
to
wasn't
happen
there.
too.
Yeah, and he just gave me the
Oh,
paper.
so.
Yeah, I never, that
Big
whole year,
bombs,
I didn't turn in a whole.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did.
goodness. Oh, goodness.
That's why I wish I didn't Geo.
Oh, goodness. All right, let's do this. We gotta start talking about math. We're gonna get in trouble. All right, so, this one is weird. Right? What is wrong with this problem? There's only two
So are you
terms.
turning it to a?
We can, okay, so if you want it to be a trinomial, what's the only thing I could technically omit and it not change it? What's the only number I can add or subtract and it doesn't change a number?
One.
Oh,
Zero.
but one does.
Oh,
Zero. So technically, this is what it does. You don't have to do this. I want to show you a quick way to do this, hopefully. Technically, there's a 0x there, a 0. That's technically what you're looking for. So the question is, what are your factors of 9?
3.
3 and 3, or 1 and 9? So how can you use 1 and 9 to get a 0?
Wait, next.
When you're adding. Can you add 1 and 9 to get never, right? How can you use 3 and 3 to get 0?
Nice.
Uh-huh. So if you have 1 positive and 1 negative, 3, it's like the conjugate thing, y'all. That's what it is. These are almost like the complex conjugate things. If you change the sign on that second number, then those middle terms are going to cancel out. So if we multiply these back together and got x squared plus 3x minus 3x, see how that cancels? So that's how you make it work that way. So on these, there's also another thought that you can have. These are special problems called difference of squares. Difference, what's difference mean in math? Difference of squares, meaning that x squared is a perfect square. What's true about 9? It is a perfect square. So what's the square root of 9? What do you square to get 9? What do you square to get x squared? X. So like basically it's just the square root of both of these things stuck in the parentheses.
What if you couldn't square that?
Then you couldn't do it this way. So if it was x squared minus 8, can't factor that. It's a good question. So what other numbers could you have there that you could factor? Give me some examples. 16. What else? 36. What about 100?
Yep.
What about 49?
Yep.
81. 1.
Wait, yes.
Yes. 1 squared is 1. Yeah. So those are all the difference of squares questions, and you'll notice them when you see them. Oh, this one should be easy. Let me think about it. All right. So let's do.
Let's do 6. That one
Yeah, that one looks a little.
Okay. Well, we'll do it then. I started to say let's not, but y'all want to. I'll go there with you. She's like, do what you want.
I know it'll come up
If you,
sometime that I need it.
you're right. Might as well just go ahead and drink the poison now, right? So at least you'll know what to do when it happens. That's a horrible analogy. Y'all know what I mean. Might as well just go ahead and tackle it now, so when it comes later, we know what's going on. That was a terrible analogy. But you know what I mean. Yes, ma'am.
Are you allowed to help me on these or no?
I can maybe clarify.
Okay. Just divide the originals.
Mm-hmm.
7 over 4 plus I.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to do. Wait.
Well, I don't know if I can tell you that. But you need to
Good say.
think about,
You guys already did.
no.
You could say what you have to do, but not
What's the
say
first thing you have to do when you divide? You have to look at something,
The bottom.
okay, and do what with it?
Fix it.
By,
By mile.
well, if that, well, You do have to do something with the bottom, that's all I'm gonna say, and y'all don't tell her. Isabel's like, ugh.
I'll figure it out.
She will. She's smart. She'll figure it out. All right, so look. On this one, don't let it scare you because it says Y. Go ahead and put an X here and an X here. Honestly, what it means if there are two variables is that this second number the number that we fill in is gonna have that variable on it. All right? Because if I do Y times Y, that'll be that Y squared, right? And X times X will be that X squared. And if I multiply X, Y, I get X, Y. All right, so just go ahead and put that in there. We'll figure out the numbers. So zero in on the coefficients. You got -20, and what's here? 1. So I want to look at the factors of -20 and figure out how am I going to add those to get 1. Which one's the only one if you add them you're going to get a 1?
4 and 5.
4 and 5. These other ones are too big. The combinations just won't work. So how can we arrange 4 and 5 to where when we add, we're going to have a minus in there, right? So what's going to have to be negative is my question. The 4, because 5 minus 4 is 1. So plus 5 minus 4. So it's the same thing, you just got an extra variable. Okay, I want to skip 7 because I just want to go to 8. So just like on the quiz, there's no 7. That was the dumbest thing. I swear. I'm such a blonde sometimes, as you're figuring out, right? All right, so for number 8, is we gotta shut this thing down and I gotta be quiet for a little while because I'm talking too much. All right, so x squared plus x minus 4. See what you can do. Just think about it.
Which one? 8.
Mm-hmm. Are you having a hard time figuring this one out?
Yes.
Why?
Because 7 will give you the.
Oh, so you're telling me the only factors of 4, 1 and 4, and 2 and 2, you can never add those to get 1? You can't, can you? It doesn't matter what I do. If I add 2 and 2, if I subtract 2 and 2, if I make one of them negative, it's a 0. If I do 1 and 4, I'll get a 3 or a 5. It's just not gonna work, is it? So if it's impossible, you just can't factor it. We call it prime. And you're done. That means you can't factor it.
So you just.
I like this.
Did you just say prime?
Yes. And no, I'm not going to give you a worksheet where they're all prime.
I think you should give a test for the
Oh, that would be mean.
I still end up trying to solve and get it wrong.
Yeah,
I'd still write numbers down.
She'd be like, no, she would never do this. There's got to be something that works. No, I won't ever do that. All right, anyway, so if you
That
can't
she
factor it, it
says.
doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing. It just means it just doesn't factor. Okay, and it's not hard to write one that doesn't factor, actually. It's harder to write one that does and doesn't. So anyway, okay, I'm done. We're going to digest a little bit. People watching on Google Meet, we're going to say au revoir. That's vidanya. Adios. I don't know how to say it in any other language, but if y'all need me, just send me a message, okay? Tell them bye. Bye.
Have fun.
I got to figure out how to turn it off.